Aloha, Fairland Owls.
This is Haley Kagi and
Grace Goins reporting to you live from the Owls News Nest.
Today is Wednesday, November 19, 2014.
Please stand and join us for the Pledge of Allegiance,
Oklahoma Pledge,
and the School Creed. Attention, salute, pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, for liberty and justice for all.
I salute the
Flag of the state of Oklahoma, its symbols of peace to unite all people. I am a fair land owl. It is important for me to be the best owl I can be. To accomplish this, I'll be courteous and polite. I will show others respect so they respect me. I will work hard and stay to the task until it's finished. For this is my strength that shows my intelligence. I will be neat in everything I do, for this shows my true feathers. These tasks will make me the best owl I can be. I will be wise because of them. This will make my peers, my parents, and my school proud of me. I am proud to be a Fairland owl.
Now let's pause for a moment of silence.
During this time, you can pray or think about your goals for today.
Thank you.
In the news, fall practice is after school.
3rd, 4th, and 5th grade reading is also after school. It was great to see everyone at family night and learn with me tonight.
Stand up if you were here last night.
Yay for Zayden and Miss Goforth's Pre-K and Jasmine and Miss Mishmash's 4th grade. They won the Kindle Flyers.
Here is some news from the library.
The winner of the book fair guessing game is Naaman Morton. He guessed 154 and there were 153. He can get his prize today.
The class with the most attending family night is Mr. Jones' class. He can pick out his free books today.
The poster winners are Ryan Nelson, Braden Butts, Zane Goins, Samantha Maxon, Ezra Brown.
Bryson Manion, Jesse Starr, Reagan Sanday, Noah Datton, and Jade Piper.
Thanks to all who helped make our family night a huge success.
We're going to take a few minutes to recognize the students of the month and the writing winners.
The star students are
Mrs. Gopher's class, Trisha Watts and Jacob Nichols.
In Mrs. Munson's class, Samuel Young and Samantha Maxon.
In Mrs. Reese's, Maya Uto and Caleb Jones.
Mia. Say it again. Mia
Uto.
In Mrs. Ridgely's class, Luke Wilkes and Pistol Bible.
In Mrs. Heilig's, Christopher Gill and McKenna Hicks.
In Mrs. Holt, Haley Armstrong and Jason Estep.
In Mrs. Brown's, Isabella Wallian and Toby Snell.
In Mrs. Brock's, Felicity Forrest.
In Mrs. Monicata, Kendall Foster.
In Mrs. Culver's, Tyler Boyd.
In Mrs. Daltit's, Tyler Rowell.
In Mr. Jones, Jalen Riggs.
In Mrs. Mishmash, Grady Prescott.
In Mrs. Hitchcock's, Braxton Jones.
In Mrs. Killian's, Chloe Brown.
The writing winners are
in Mrs. Reese, 1st, Jazzy Johnson, 2nd, Gannon Smalley, and 3rd, Dylan Dothett.
In Mrs. Ridgely's 1st place, Malayla Grant, 2nd place, Maddie Shuey, 3rd place, Colt Sievers.
And Mrs. Heilig, In Mrs. Heilig's 1st, Mena Ward, 2nd, Harper Moore, 3rd place, Nicole Jackson.
And Mrs. Holt's 1st place, Landon Shorter, 2nd place, Haley Gerardo, 3rd place, Sarah Williams. And Mrs. Brown's, Toby Snell, second place, Kendra Johnson, and third place, Isabella Wallen.
In Mrs. Brock's, Felicity Forrest, in first place. Second place, James Franks, and third place, Marissa Prather.
In Miss Macado's, first place, Kendall Foster, second place, Jackson Mishmash, and third place, Tavin Williams.
In Mrs. Culver's, first place, Ryan Jarrett, second place, Cassidy Curry, third place, TJ Ivy.
In Mrs. Douthat's, first place, Tyler Sanders, second place, Carter Hood, and third place, Drake Roberts and Cadence Roller.
In Mrs. Mishmash, first place, Kason Giles, second place, Connor Cottrell, third place, Kinley Powell.
In Mr. Jones's, first place, Johnny Dingle, second place, Libby Hillman, and third place, Riley Harness.
In Mrs. Hitchcock's, Bristol Mann, second place, Jade Piper, third place, Connor Moore.
In Miss Killian's, first place, J.C. Kennerly, second place, Chloe Brown, and third place, Naaman Morton. Good job!
Today for lunch, the cafeteria will be serving sandwiches, chips, calico sticks, coleslaw, red beans, and peaches. Sounds delicious.
Delicious. What's for breakfast and lunch tomorrow?
Muffins, cereal, and fruit for breakfast, and stew with grilled cheese sandwiches for lunch.
Now it's time for our weekly Espanol segment.
Here is Aaron and Jade with a little information about the Constitution.
The Constitution is a strong document, more powerful than any branch of government or any state. At the same time, it is flexible enough to allow for freedom and changes in America. The Constitution of the United States is the cornerstone of our American government. In 4,543 words, this document describes the structure, plan of the government, and the rights of American people.
The Constitution is organized into three parts. It begins with the preamble, which describes the purpose of the document and the government. Next are the 7 articles. These articles establish how the government is structured and how the Constitution can be changed. Last are the changes to the Constitution, which are called amendments. The first 10 are called the Bill of Rights, and as of today, there are 17 more additional amendments. These amendments make the Constitution a living document because it can be amended or changed.
Thank you for that information, girlies.
Everyone on your feet, it's time for today's exercise.